Snow fell thick and silent over the old rural station, coating the iron benches and frozen tracks like a white shroud. Christmas Day had emptied the place of joy. No carols, no laughter, just wind howling through broken windows and the distant echo of a train whistle that never came. The rancher stood alone near the platform edge. Tall and broad-shouldered, his coat heavy, his scarf thick and woolen, his late wife's favorite. He hadn't planned to stop here long. He never did on Christmas anymore. Since she died, holidays were just reminders of everything the cold had taken from him. That was when he noticed her. She stood near the far bench, holding a small boy wrapped in a threadbare jacket far too thin for the storm. Her hands trembled, not from weakness, but from the cold she refused to acknowledge. Her face was pale, eyes red, hair tucked beneath a worn hat that had clearly seen better days. She kept rubbing the boy's back, whispering comfort, while her own lips had turned faintly blue. The boy coughed, a sharp, painful sound that cut through the station like glass. She hesitated before walking toward him. Each step looked like it cost her pride. "Sir," she said softly, her voice almost lost to the wind. "My son's cold. Can I borrow your scarf?" The rancher stiffened. That scarf wasn't just cloth. It carried memory, Christmas mornings, warm kitchens, laughter that no longer existed. His fingers tightened around it instinctively. He looked at the boy again. The child's eyes were dull with exhaustion, cheeks flushed with fever. "I'll return it," she added quickly, fear flooding her words. "I promise. We're just waiting for the northbound train. It's late." The rancher said nothing. He had learned silence well after burying his wife in winter soil. The boy coughed again, worse this time. Something cracked. Without a word, the rancher stepped forward, removed the scarf, and gently wrapped it around the child's neck. The boy's shivering slowed almost instantly. The widow's eyes filled with tears, but she didn't cry. Women like her saved tears for later when no one was watching. "Thank you," she whispered. "You don't know what this means." He nodded once, stepped back, and turned away before emotion betrayed him. But Christmas has a way of not letting things end that simply. The train never came. Minutes turned to hours. The storm worsened. The station lights flickered and died. The boy's breathing grew shallow. Panic finally broke through her calm. "He needs warmth," she said, desperation spilling free. "Please, I don't know what else to do." The rancher didn't think. "Come," he said. "My ranch is a mile from here." She hesitated only a second before following him into the storm. If this story already touched something in you, subscribe now. Stories like this change people. And the next chapter will stay with you long after the snow melts. The ranch house glowed like a lighthouse against the dark, its windows fogged with warmth and memory. The rancher carried the boy inside without asking, setting him near the fire, wrapping him in blankets thicker than anything the child had ever known. The widow stood frozen at the doorway, not from cold this time, but disbelief. "When did he last eat?" the rancher asked. "Yesterday," she admitted. He said nothing, just brought soup, bread, medicine his wife once kept stocked for neighbors. He remembered now. She had always prepared for strangers. The boy slept by the fire that night, breathing steadily for the first time in days. The widow finally cried. She told her story in fragments, how her husband died in a factory accident, how bills swallowed everything, how trains were her last hope for reaching her sister before the boy's illness worsened. She never asked for pity. She only spoke truth. The rancher listened. At dawn, the storm passed. Sunlight spilled across the room, touching the scarf still wrapped around the child. The rancher stared at it for a long moment, then smiled faintly. For the first time in years. "You can keep it," he said. "It belongs where it's needed." Tears returned to her eyes. Weeks later, a letter arrived. Inside was the scarf, washed, mended, and a photograph. The boy stood smiling beside a small Christmas tree, healthy and bright. On the back, written carefully, "You didn't just warm my son, you saved him. You gave us a future." That Christmas, the rancher placed a second stocking by the fire, and he never spent another holiday alone again. If this story moved you, subscribe to this channel now, because stories like this remind us that kindness is never wasted, and sometimes it comes back when we need it most.